Hi, LG. Sorry. Thanks for doing checks.
All right. That should be good to go.
Okay, thanks, everybody. This is the Solid Waste Special Service District meeting for Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. My name is Colin Topper. I'm the chair. If you go around and just introduce ourselves. Ashley, please start us out.
Ashley Wareham, treasurer.
Chris Colville, district manager.
Mary McGann, Frank County Commission and member of the board.
Lily Houghton, administrative coordinator.
Mr. Thacker, district clerk.
LJ Blackburn, vice chair.
Nick Lundberg, accounting support.
Okay. No Mike or AJ. Okay, any citizen input? Any emails, checks?
I checked, there weren't any.
Okay, excellent. Then how about the approval of minutes? Anybody have a chance to look over the minutes? Any changes? Do we have a motion?
I'll motion to approve the minutes for August 20th, 2025. As presented.
Thanks, Ashley. Yourself?
I'll second it.
Thanks, LJ. Okay, approval of the minutes, all in favor? Any opposed? Nope.
You're good.
Good, yeah. Okay, then we are moving on to the treasurer financial action item.
So overall, August expenses were lower than July's.
By
By quite a bit. There were some very large expenses, like there's a capital expense in July. That was the main reason. Payroll account expenses. I'm so sorry, it says June, it should say August. I do read this multiple times. They came to $190,374.27, which was just about $42,000 less than July. That was mainly because just the timings of our payroll and when I received the invoice for the medical insurance premiums, that the 42,000 is the medical insurance premium. And let's see, there we go. And we had a few customer refunds resulting from some auto pay double charges, which we'll talk about in my board report. Operation account expenses paid in August came to $361,902.67. So it was almost $250,000 less than July. But again, there was that large purchase in July of the water trucks, which was paid for in cash. And then the other biggest expense that we paid in August was just under $9,000 for road materials for repairing the entrance to the Moab landfill. We sent $225,000 to the PKF fund in this month in September. And let's see, so in total, the amount spent in August was $511,902.67. Are there any questions about the profit and loss statement?
Just one quick thing on the material for the Moab landfills, actually for the compost project.
Oh, was that? Oh, it was split between the two, you're right.
So is that
Or
gonna have to be
split,
recoded then?
Or
It's kind of correctly in QuickBooks. I think just my summary when I saw it, I was like, oh, we did
Oh,
that.
okay.
I can actually pull it up. Might take me a minute to find where it is in here. It was paid correctly to composting because I did split two checks, one from the Zion's account for the composter and one from that. I think this was me just looking at it as well.
Oh, yeah, sure. I was just checking.
Yeah, absolutely.
is that where you're talking about that 90,000? The difference, sorry, I pushed it. down.
8,800.
Oh, was it that one?
Yeah.
I think we're $90,000 less. And I guess that's a good thing.
Here, yeah, for
Here's where
Kilgore.
it's at in July.
I had actually, just looking at this, there was an invoice to Kilgore for $8,805 that was asphalt for MLF. And then going into, there was more
Oh, so the asphalt was for the, sorry, I mean,
for the, there's
It
been a
was for
few
the,
Kilgore things.
yeah, it was the asphalt was for the entrance way where we partnered with the county. And they did the work. I just bought the cold mix.
I could
So
put-
never mind.
I guess that one is good, but we have had other ones from Kilgore if I go there. One was, let's see, $5,500, and I think that one was concrete blocks for the transfer. You'll see those. They weren't paid in August, they were paid in September, but the invoice was received in August, so it would be on the profit and loss, but not on the expenditures. And then the reject sand for the composter was just over $2,000. Does that sound right?
I have the compost numbers written down if you need them.
You know, I would just,
Previews of coming attractions.
Okay.
Are there other questions?
I did have a couple, so it looks like the driver passed his training. Is that a new driver?
Yeah. One of our more recent hires, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'll just say it.
Bradward,
It's
It's
spelled
Chenoweth.
Chenoweth, but it's not said that way.
Oh.
we just don't pronounce it.
Yeah, we don't,
Okay. And then, it's just out of curiosity, it looks like fuel prices have leveled off and we're staying pretty steady. Anything huge on that. And then I noticed a huge difference in battery income from July and August. I was just wondering,
at the
What?
CRC.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I think some of I can't say when people choose to bring their batteries. I brought mine after 2 years up on Saturday, so.
this is kind of weird that it's like almost $800 more. But that's it's great that we have that. And then the training registrations, I'm assuming that's for that event that's happening, was it this month or did I miss? Wasn't there like a recycling? Or no,
Sorry, I'm trying to find out on the profit and loss. What's the account number?
7430
Oh, yeah, that's one. Sorry, I'm like
3500.
Oh, there it is.
there a leadership training?
Yeah, but oh, no, that was for the CDL. That was for the CDL course that we paid.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
To her. I put it under training.
Yeah, no, that's right. So we, the school down in Blanding no longer provides the, partnership program that we used to run some stuff through. It was so successful that, they were losing people in to actually go to their classes, their accredited course.
Yeah.
So, the only way they'll still continue it is if our guys go to their accredited course, which is obviously not an option. So there's a local lady that, we cried out, it's about $1,100 more expensive, but it's probably cheaper in the long run because we're not sending people down there, on the clock for training.
Good.
And it's a one-on-one thing, so it's probably, yeah.
Probably
it's-
learn more.
Yeah.
Nice. What else you got, LJ?
So then also, I noticed there was also I thought a large increase, almost $1,000 for bank charges and fees.
Yeah, the credit card, we've been processing more through credit cards, and so I think.
That's what I
that-
figured, it was credit card
Yeah,
payments.
the auto pay,
Mhm.
has jumped up. It used to be like 80,000 we were doing with auto pay, and now it's like over 100,000, on credit cards. So, yes, it's more expensive, but just seeing the volume of checks that still come in and the amount of time it takes to open the checks and enter the checks
Absolutely.
and make sure it's the right account, I'd love to incentivize electronic payments somehow.
Yeah, we had mentioned a long time ago about possibly, in the future, I think they should pass on those bank fees to the customer, but for right now, just to get people interested, it might be worth giving them a discount for paying early, for paying with a credit card, not early.
Yeah, I thought about,
Not paying with a credit card.
We're paying with the credit.
it
Because
seems,
we want to get more people to pay with a credit card. So if they paid with a card online, then they could get a discount to try and incentivize them so that nobody's sending a check.
They pay with their bank account.
yeah, yeah. or
I think
it's-
that's simple.
Yeah.
That doesn't cost any.
Yeah, a lot of utilities.
Yeah, no, I think the way
you pay with your bank account, there's no card.
Yeah, that's, I think the helps the county, help the district and. Then when you lose your credit card, you don't have to remember everybody.
How much do credit card processing charge? Is that
I mean, just through AMCS, it's between like 5,000 to 6,000 a month that we're paying, but just thinking about what we pay in wages for someone, I mean, that is.
Yeah,
a lot.
sure, it's significant, yeah.
I've definitely thought about adding on those fees. I know Rocky Mountain Power, like so many other utility companies do that. I was just looking. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to add that on, but I'd love to also like steer people to that
Mhm.
electronic payment
I
direction. So
don't, I think now. Just because our fees have gone up. I don't think it's a good look for us to even ask for an extra $2 to use your credit card or whatever.
No, but a
Until-
discount for signing up to do an ACH or something like that would.
yeah. Things we can talk about.
But
in the
sure
future.
nice. I know I like that, when I pay my property taxes too, is to pay online, so. So much easier, and they love it.
Absolutely.
What else you got, LJ?
And then printing, was like over $4,000.
Yeah, in that thing I did, at the bottom, I had some explanations for the profit and loss.
Oh, I missed that one.
Oh, it's
Okay.
okay. So, the copy center, they
Yeah.
sent bills for folding and stuffing for 3 months. Which were just, the invoices were all dated in August, so that's when they were put in. We also, received more door hangers, for past due accounts, and then the tags that actually go on the garbage cans. So that was, quite a lot. which is great.
And the postcard we got in the mail,
That isn't, I haven't received the invoice for that yet.
that was nice.
I think so.
I got mine. I live in the city, so I got mine in the mail yesterday.
Mhm.
I can't
I haven't
remember.
gotten one.
I haven't seen one yet.
I must
But I'm in
got
the county,
mine.
so. Yeah, I think it only, did it only go to city?
It went to everyone, 84532.
What is the postcard?
Oh, it tells about the fees and it
Oh, yeah,
tells
postcard,
about the hours and it tells about,
Just a reminder.
when you can sign up for.
Oh,
And
great,
reminder
yeah.
about the ILA and how the city council.
Yeah, that one, okay, good,
That
yeah.
one.
Yeah, haven't got any calls yet.
And then it looks like, I mean, this is really good news that we're way over budget as far as income goes.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That'll help. a lot with everything else.
I'll make a motion to approve the expenditures for the amount for the month of August 2025 in the amount of $511,902.67.
One second.
Okay, thanks for your thoroughness on that.
I really appreciate it too.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry, I have one more question.
okay.
I forgot about this. Looking at the bank statements. So I'm assuming that, this one is for operations and then this one is for payroll.
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then, I'm just wondering why we don't have more money in savings and in the money market to earn interest
We
Yeah.
put it on the PTIF fund to get the higher interest rate because it's about.
instead of
double.
there. I
Instead of
remember
the-
you talking about that. Okay, thank you for that.
So, yeah, should I include the PKF statement so you can see like we still have the money, it's just in a different account? The auditors didn't bring up that bank statement, so I haven't done anything with
Yeah. Okay.
I'm done now.
Okay. There is a motion, all in favor? Any opposed? No? Really, thank you. Okay, we're moving on to staff reports. We're gonna start with you, Chris.
Um, Actually, a lot of this stuff has just been continuation, trying to move forward. Projects are already in the pipeline. So just a couple things we did, order the alternative daily cover machine. So far it's at 118,000 and some change, and then but that doesn't include the material yet.
And what did we approve you for? last?
165.
Okay,
And the material comes in about 34, so we've got plenty of room, and I also don't necessarily have to get a full truckload. So we'll just kind of assess, because what I'd like to do is time it with San Juan County and maybe split a truck with them, just to see how this works, how much we're gonna be going through, so we can kind of do a cost analysis over what the material is gonna actually cost us over the long run. The lead time on that's about 3 months. And the plan is to basically be able to pull that out of the PTIF funds and be able to pay cash for that.
How much was it again?
Yeah, 118. I think the machine itself was 108. There was $4,000 roughly for shipping. And then the balance was for on-site training. They're gonna send a technician out so then we can kind of go with all the operators and get the procedures down. We did last week in kind of a partnership with Moab Solutions. We set up a recycling drop-off over in Green River. Melon Days is this weekend, and Kim will be over there setting up like an informational booth. They did a survey over there, and there'll be kind of a follow-up with more information, so I won't go into depth of just kind of everything that they've done over there, but that's pretty exciting.
Chris, on that, I thought we were gonna get a presentation from Kim.
Yeah,
Is that
we're just
still something that could happen?
absolutely. We just, there's a lot of different things we've been working on, so rather than kind of just little pieces, we were gonna kind of just allow her to give kind of a bigger presentation of everything that we've been working on. But I mean, we can kind of push that forward. It was just kind of a decision that we thought that it would be better to like kind of follow through with some of this stuff, and so yeah, that was the plan.
Okay.
But yeah, there's lots more than that that's going on. That was just one of the things that we kind of moved forward with, actually have set up. I actually just got back last night from the annual business meeting for the Beehive chapter of SWANA. It's a great event. Lots of people that have been doing this for decades. It's just really cool to be able to interact with a lot of these people. And I mean, they're doing all the same things we are. So it's just a valuable source of information, trying to network with all these people. I wish we kind of would have pushed a little bit harder to get involved a little bit sooner with a lot of these organizations, this one in particular, because it's so close locally, and they face a lot of the same challenges between, Utah's full of small little towns. A lot of them are tourist towns, up to the big guys up north that have the huge volume. So it's very, very informative. After that, I actually met with Forest Green Engineering. I won't go into too much detail because it was just one of these projects that I brought up before. And they're dealing basically with the transfer station and trying to deal with the planning and zoning department and all the I guess hurdles that Grand County is kind of facing. And so it was honestly not much progress was made. It was just trying to get on the same table. Basically what they're kind of tasked with is trying to work with me with setting up a stepped approach over the next 3 to 5 to 10 to 30 years, because obviously we're never going to be able to afford to just have this be what it needs to be. So there's things that we can do, like if we could figure out what the long-term vision is, we could get a scale in here, which would be a massive improvement to the district and the community. Obviously I can't just throw a scale somewhere. We want to be able to throw it to where it is. So part of trying to get this future vision is to be able to then start picking these different steps that we can kind of tackle as we can afford them, but put them in place where they're going to be as far as the larger picture. So that's one of the priority things that I have them working on.
Who's this that's working on it?
It's their Forest Green Engineering. Actually met them through this Beehive SWANA.
Okay.
This was not Beehive chapter of SWANA. And that's all I really got. I'm trying to make this quick because it's a short agenda, so I'll try to take advantage of it.
Who do you use for a scale? You go to the ground?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what everybody does.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, I don't think there's anybody else in the line.
Okay,
I mean, we have a scale out of Klondike that's
Yeah.
certified through the state, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
50-mile round trip. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
People do call. I've had at least, I think, 3 people in 2 years, you know, if we had a scale. But that's, I tell them we don't.
Does LeGrand charge for? PCF stuff?
$10,
$10 then. Yeah, okay.
that's what they charge that.
Thanks, Chris.
Am I good? Should I start?
Yeah, go ahead, Lynn.
A little off topic, but to let you know, 2 babies were born to solid waste staff this week, one on Monday and one this morning, so.
Wow.
it's exciting.
Congratulations, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
I know. But back to work stuff. I've still been working through the employee handbook and kind of moving into next steps. I sent it off to Chris to kind of get his take, and then in the future, we'll need to, we talked about getting a committee of board members together, like a smaller, like 3-member to review it before it's brought up to the board, so stay tuned for that. We have 2 trainings set up in early October with Jill, if any board members want to come. Jill Schroyer, yeah, our HR partner.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, so the first one is part of an all-employee meeting. We'll have a harassment prevention training for staff members at 4 p.m. on October 9th. And then the next morning, Friday, October 10th, from 9 to noon, we're having a very large kind of 3-hour combined manager only training, going over tough conversations and Jill's marvelous, how to be a marvelous manager training.
And that was the one that was on the night.
It'll be about harassment and retaliation and just what that is, you know.
Retaliation.
I think these words can be thrown around, but you know, they are for specific things, and then just what to do. And I mean, that's the topic. I'm not quite sure how it will be portrayed to staff, but just education. Yeah, and that one would just be an hour long, and I'll send out reminders if board members want to attend. But Chris and I have just been discussing, like, we all have so much room to learn and
Yeah.
trying to find more
absolutely.
training
Love
for
that
them
you're doing that. Yeah.
to support them. Outside of that, I posted with Chris's help and for an IT consultant to help the just with their current aging infrastructure. I've been working with Dell to try and get a quote on upgrading our computers. It's with that computer relatively aged. Let's see, we've offered jobs to 5 temps, and if they accept, we'd be looking to start them on the 29th of September, so they get benefits in October, which is exciting. That would be kind of the bulk of our temp staff moving on. That's for AMCS. We were promised updates about Verifone to get AMCS working at the landfill sites. When we will receive these upgrades just keeps getting pushed back. We were told last week it would be last week. We were told this week it would be this week. So still waiting on that. The last update we received was Monday that we should be able to start testing it today or Thursday, but we haven't heard anything since that email on Monday. And then we've run into some new problems. Billing was delayed, unfortunately. At some point from when we did auto pay in August to when we billed in early September, a department code appeared. And so when Savannah billed, it only billed for the curbside collection. It didn't bill any of the landfills. We luckily caught that and got it sent out to people. But it's now also affecting auto pay. That's been resolved just 2 days late. It's been over 2 months since we first brought these concerns to their attention, and there still really hasn't been traction. So, you know, it's frustrating, but here we are. But outside of that, with that payment sent, I guess I didn't do the math, but the current PTIF fund balance is just under 2 million, which is great news for the district that we've been able to save, and we'll have no problem making the payment in November and then next year. And just next steps for me, I was going to follow up with Castle Valley. We'd given them through September to find someone to fill Diane's seat, and then it had been talked about converting that into another at-large position. So I was just going to check in to see if they had a willing representative, and if not, we can move forward with amending the bylaws if that's the direction the board wants to go.
Amending the bylaws so that we don't need them in Castle Valley.
It could just be an at-large thing.
A good idea. unless we have somebody just jump out, but boy, that has not been the case.
Seems that
It's really, really, really hot. After we lost Pam, it was like. And she was so good.
that's all I have.
Any questions? Jessica?
I'm gonna be really brief. Today, the reason why I'm in safety. I did these demonstrations for the middle and the high school science classes, and we demonstrated what leachate is, why Moab is unique when it comes to leachate, and different miniature versions of landfill liners and why they're important in protecting our groundwater. Met pretty well. I even had some students that were highly engaged and very attentive, so it was very exciting. I'm also learned that I will be a teacher. I was not built for that.
Those are amazing human beings that, yeah.
Kudos to the teachers,
Yeah.
but it's not me.
Very-
So a little bit of an update on
I used to think it was harder
composting.
than
The pad has been poured. I know Chris can speak a little bit more to that because I was not involved with the pouring of the pad. And I know electrical is waiting. And I confirmed with the composters that it should be arriving the second week of October.
Oh, wow.
So
Are we
Let's
gonna
see,
have
do I have
champagne and break it
yeah,
on?
just break it on the plastic composter. And then next week I will be attending the Recycling Coalition of Utah Board Retreat, in which we plan the fall conference, which is typically held in November.
And is the pad just to the left when you drive in, just by the?
Yes, so we go through there and the electrical is ran. It's just,
Well, where
uh,
is it at?
we're just
Here
waiting
or
for.
the-
No,
Yeah, it's up at Moab. And that's pretty much the bulk of what I've been doing. I can't think of anything else really off the top of
So
my
will it
head.
remain up there once one closes or
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear you.
never mind?
It could vary. It's the pilot, so we'll just kind of play it by ear. The first step is to get a handful of dirt. Soon as or
See
soil
how-
on that, maybe.
Turn it into dirt.
Yeah.
Turn food. you know,
Oh, and I've also
Food
been
waste
doing
either.
some research on
Good dirt too.
composting training, so we can have certified managing composting operation individuals that actually know what's going on. But we've been looking at specifically in-person trainings that are like week-long, 5-day, week-long trainings where you actually go and look at physical composting systems and learn from individuals that have programs already going.
nice.
So,
Exciting.
where's the board retreat this year? It is midway.
Okay.
Yeah. Or it might, they might actually switch it back to the South Utah Valley transfer station if they can't get the boardroom up in Midway. So I'm still waiting to
Some
figure out
nice
where I'm gonna-
temperatures up there. That's where this annual business meeting I went was up in Mountain Dell Golf Course going up Harley's Canyon. Wow, it's 75,
Oh.
70, 73 degrees and trees all around. me.
Nice.
Okay, any questions for Jessica? Okay, Nick,
Yeah, just a quick question. What's the approximate population in Castle Valley? I'm just curious.
Couple, 300, I don't know.
300?
Oh.
No, Yeah, it'd be tough to find someone that,
Probably not, probably 300 photons. You're probably right, photons, probably. 300.
Okay.
that sounds right.
It seems
Yeah.
bigger when you go out there and see all the houses. But I bet a lot of those houses aren't.
Yeah.
Photon. I'll ask Tori, I'll find out. I'll find out.
just curious. Yeah.
That's what Google says.
367, you're right.
But agreed, Nick, yeah, and that's.
Yeah, might be a tough task to find someone to come on the board. Continuing to work on the budget, getting my templates ready and then start manipulating some data and I'll be getting with management to go over the first step I usually do is the payroll aspect, getting all the slots filled with the right descriptions and in terms of the payroll template. And then building, adjusting my existing template for some of the new codes that we have, P&L codes on the financials. And so, yeah, still on track for, like I mentioned last meeting, kind of the process is, well, yeah, kind of a first look at the October board meeting. Then we'll do refinements through November, and then the final budget will be looked at and approved in December. I think that's about all I just continue to work on some of the assets we've gotten and getting those set up on the books. And so, yeah, we're still trending to be under budget. So if that changes, that'll happen over the next couple of months, but I still see us being under budget in terms of capital expenses and the expenses on the P&L. So we're still trending to not need a amended budget at this point.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, and it's, you know, good that we're getting that money set aside in the PTIF fund. Because that like Lily was saying, that does give a better interest rate in terms of have that money there, and then, you know, being prepared for the upcoming bond payments. The next upcoming bond payment is be funded on November 15th, I believe, and that's just the interest portion. So just so you're aware that each year of the bond, we do principal and interest in May and just interest in November. So that's the way that works. So I guess that's about all I have for now. If there's any questions.
Any questions for Nick?
I just have one question. Are we gonna see on the P&L, the grant, or is that gonna be like a separate?
The grant money is, you'll find it in that line that says funds from other governments.
Yeah,
And that's the way the auditors like to see that. So it kind of stands out on its own if you know what you're looking for in terms of those funds. That's where they'll show up, is on that line.
okay. Would it be possible to have a budget on the grant to see just where we're at and how money's going in and out of that?
I think you have that, Jessica.
Hmm.
The money that you just sent off for reimbursement.
I've got the, I can present like the ASAP portal reimbursement request. I can do that. I keep receipts of all those.
Do you have a total what
I don't.
Thank you.
Anything else for Nick? Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome.
Chris, the new truck that showed up and was having trouble, is it back? Is it in service?
Yeah, so I wasn't gonna go into a lot of the
Oh, okay.
breakdowns and
no.
everything, but no, it showed back up yesterday.
Okay.
It's gone again. But it's gone locally.
Okay.
I'm actually not super concerned because some of our containers are a little off standard. So this is adjustment to take some of our off standard, and it's a local welder that's gonna work on them.
Okay.
So, and the dealership is approved it, so it's still gonna be under warranty. Okay. So yeah, this one isn't. This one was kind of one of those expected kind of things, just to kind of dial in the details.
Got it. Okay.
So hopefully this week it will take its neighborhood streets of Moab.
Great. So you feel,
Yeah, everyone's pretty excited. We're trying not to get too excited.
Yeah.
Because it's like, when it first showed up last time, everyone's like, oh man, all right, here we go. Oh. So,
It's helpful, Chris. So far, I showed for the compost grant, we've spent $35,224.25. 33,000 was for the actual. What is this? It's to land excavating for the mulching.
yeah,
And then we've spent the $2,045.25 was just for the reject sand. That's all I've coded so far. I think that new invoice from Togo I haven't put in yet.
yeah.
We've also did 10,000 put down
Oh, the
there,
down
the
payment.
deposit on the composter, and I told them once I got received.
Oh, but that's a fixed asset, and that's why I'm not seeing it on the profit and loss. Okay, yeah, I'll have to
Yeah, there's about 10,000 for or 11,000 for the pad that we're into it.
Those are all assets. Yeah, that's why I'm just saying that here. Don't have a quick thing.
I have the full amount, but it's on my email, and since I'm sharing my screen,
But we'll get that. Maybe we'll
I
send
can
it.
do a little.
Yeah, we'll send
summary
it out, so
report.
we don't have to wait till next board meeting, kind of where we're at. The last thing,
Thanks,
I
Chris.
think the last thing that's out right now. So they finished the electrical, it's just stubbed out, but that's the bigger expense there. And then the equipment that we rented. So we can get a pretty good number of how much we spent so far versus how much the grant was. So we can probably get that out this week.
I think our balance right now, and according to the grant, is gonna probably be somewhere between 210 to 220,000 left.
Well,
So
Is there any plumbing needed? I mean, you got electrical, is there any water or anything like that needed for that also?
no,
Okay,
we'll be covered with the water truck.
oh, okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank
Okay, board reports, Ashley, do you have anything?
I don't have anything,
Mary?
trying to think of something. No, what's happening in the county that may be affecting us.
LJ?
I thought there was something, I can't remember what it was, if there was. It must not have been very important. I do want to thank Lily. I really like the way that the board packets are presented and having the bank statements and all that in there. I really appreciate it.
Is at the auditor's recommendation, not my own
Yeah.
idea.
Thanks for going through them so thoroughly. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, then moving on, we don't have any, no board report, sorry. Thanks. Old business, we don't have any old business, we're moving on to new business. Discussion, possible action item, future capital purchases.
Yeah, and this really isn't an action item unless you guys just want to blanket approve everything. But this was just, so what I don't want to do is like every board meeting come up with something new that,
Great.
that we, that we want to purchase, like, oh, I want a new toy this month, and another new toy this month, so I just kind of get, some of the big items that we're gonna be purchased, or I would like to purchase over the next little while. Obviously, working with Nick so that we don't go over, it's my full intent not to have an amended budget, this year. But we also have balanced that with our needs. And we're gonna have some big items that we're gonna need to spend some money on, so I'll just kind of go down this list real quick. I think the biggest item is gonna be a compactor. Landfill compactor, I brought that up, I've gotten quotes on it, we're about $1.1 million. It's about $144,000 a year for a 10-year lease. Right now they have really good deals, they have 7-year bumper to bumper warranties on them, which is, I actually haven't heard of when it comes to landfill equipment, so, I think that will kind of be included. There's about a 6-month lead time, so. And right now our compactor is actually down at the Klondike landfill. So once again, this just kind of general reminder of some of these things that we need to kind of pay attention to, and, as well as the district is doing right now, we have to kind of balance that out with our needs and try to figure out what's the best way to be able to purchase that while still, keeping us positive in a good place to, pay off our bond and then to be able to pay for these future purchases.
What kind of value do you think the Bowman has with its?
Unfortunately, a lot of equipment that isn't cat kind of just goes off the cliff.
Cat does.
No, and even if it does, you can send it back and spend money and they recertify it and that's worth money again. We spent about $700,000 on the Bowmag. We were looking at some comparable pricing for used ones, and they're down around $100,000. we couldn't find really apple to apple comparison. Ours is a little bit newer than someone that we're looking at. And it is a little bit of a niche market where not everyone will buy into the BOMAG model. It's an excellent machine. I've had, in fact, one of the operators that we just hired on that used to work at a landfill up north. Like he thinks it's a Cadillac compared to the Cat compactors. But it's obviously got issues in trying to get it repaired. So yeah, all the comforts and the advantages the BOMAG have disappear when it's not working. And right now it's down for something similar that it's been down in the past. It's basically a depth sensor. Because we have a warranty on the engine, it's got to be an approved company that comes in and spends hardly any time at all. I mean, it's not a mechanical, it's more of an electrical thing. So it's extremely frustrating. I actually have
Put in the computer and push a button.
yes. Yeah. And it really is. And it's, I mean, yeah, it could be the greatest machine in the world, but yeah, unless you got somebody approved to go do that, because we just spent like it was $70,000 on the warranty. So, so that would be one item that I probably would like to get on an agenda sooner and later, working with Nick and next year's budget, with the 6-month lead time is what they're looking at. I think probably coming to the board this year. But once again, I want to get with Nick and make sure we can fit that into our budgets and still keep, financially in a good place. Next one is, we'll probably need another semi tractor. We're looking at about 75,000 is kind of a good price. Newer ones are up around 100,000. We've looked at newer or older used ones that are in good shape around $50,000. And of course, the roll-off truck that I've talked about before. And with the roll-off truck and the containers that I would like to get sooner than later, we're probably looking at about $200,000. Fleet vehicles we are constantly fighting with having enough just fleet vehicles, basically pickups to run around. All of our trucks are very well used. One of the things I'm thinking about, so one of our newer trucks is actually an F-350. It's a gas and it's got a dually utility bed on it. So I don't know if you've seen it driving around. It looks kind of wonky when it drives around. What I'm looking at is trying to get a newer cabin chassis and move that utility bed onto that so that it can be a functioning work truck. I mean, it's great out at Klondike. We can load all the tools and stuff. As long as it's not a major mechanical thing, we can have all the supplies. If we can get a diesel, it can tow around. We did purchase a trailer to move our skid steer around. So we would have that full capability. And then what we would do is change that gas F-350. We'd put just a standard bed or a flat bed on it. And so that we'd get one truck and get two trucks kind of out of it. And they run anywhere from $40,000 to $70,000. $70,000 would be a brand new cabin chassis. So obviously all that would be kind of taken in consideration. And then daily cover machine we actually already purchased. And other thing, even though this is going to be a continuation, is we are going to need to renew our basically our camera and GPS system. Right now we run Motive. For the last couple months, we've actually been kind of researching. We're pretty close to dialing in. I got the number. I apologize. So we're looking at about $30,000 a year. Which is it's a little over double what we're paying now. but we're looking at, kind of improving our system. So the cameras have been, pretty invaluable as far as our operations, as far as being able to know when something happens, we can get like what really happened. Whether it's customers saying that we didn't pick it up, whether it's our guys saying that they did pick it up,
Yeah.
and incidents happen. I mean, it's just an invaluable tool.
Absolutely.
So, I'm okay with, as long as it can fit in the budget, with kind of up in our service. And what we're looking at is getting, basically 360 cameras, and I talked about this last time, you know, with the in-cab AI cameras that, you know, won't necessarily record everyone all the time, but they'll be programmed for specific events. If you pick up your cell phone or things like that. So those are kind of some upcoming capital expenses that I just kind of want to give the board heads up. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. And obviously when I come to present the board, I'll have a little bit more information about it.
I forget, was that with Motive as well still? Or was
So
it-
Motive is who we are with right now. In
Yeah.
fact, our contract's actually up.
I remember that you had mentioned that. I wasn't sure if we were gonna stay with Motive or if the system was with a different company.
Yeah, so it's between two systems. It's still between staying with Motive, and then there's another company called Samsara. Samsara has a little bit better technologies, a little bit, I guess they're a little bit more expensive, but they give us just more options.
Mhm.
So I'm a little bit hesitant about bringing this last one up, because this is a public meeting, and I won't go into a whole lot of detail. And I know we've talked about it before, but I'm done with AMCS. So, basically, we'll be looking at getting another software. I want to make sure that we have plenty of time for transition. We will be looking at, outsourcing our data transfer, so we don't put that stress and the labor hours on our people here. And we'll just kind of leave it to the professionals. It was kind of one of the reasons why I didn't want to fight with AMCS to extend the contract out to the date that we actually signed the contract. I left it till April so that we would have it early out. So I'm thinking, you know, a 3 to 6 month data transfer and implementation process, and we'll probably want to overlap that at least 3 months so that we make sure that we don't put the community again through the fiasco that was when we took over the building from the city and we started doing that. So.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Has been, but
They're just not working with us.
and I feel,
Broken and broken.
well, yeah, and in every meeting, honestly, I feel like we're just being gaslit. Like they say stuff and they've never come through on almost anything. I mean, we've made a little bit of progress here, but then it's like over here breaks down, and I get it that if we're trying to, you know, we have a lot going on. I think that's the issue, and I think that was the misunderstanding when, you know, we initially got the AMCS and the salesman was trying to sell it. They look at us, you know, like we're just a small community. We've got, you know, 7,000 customers. You know, how hard could it be to, you know, sell them? And we have a lot going on. That's the problem, and that's been the problem all along. And just we can see the light, like what kind of efficiencies that this could bring to us.
Yeah,
But we don't want to give up on that vision, because I mean, it makes total sense, because it is complicated what we do here with all the interactions that we have, you know, with the public, with all of our facilities, commercial, residential. So we're not going to give up on that vision, but yeah, I just can't in good faith just continue to go forward. They've had plenty of time.
And Chris and Lily, you feel fairly confident that somebody else could come in, that this is on AMCS and that this is you know, I mean, you both have put in so much work to bring them along to this point.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah.
How do
Yeah, have you been in touch with anybody? Have you shared?
we have to get other ones? I should maybe reach out to LJ because I know you've looked at a lot, but
Okay,
we, well, some aspects of AMCS are base level functional and it is better than Terra Trash. It's just, it's not as advertised. All of these things it's supposed to be able to
Yeah,
do
that
have
sounds
never worked, and it's just reaching a point where, especially the auto pay not working and continuing to not work, and the problem expanding each month, it seems that more and more people are being double charged. I don't know where to go from here and what to say in this meeting, but I don't know if it's better the devil you know or when we don't. But I think I've learned so much about what we don't want and
Yeah,
the lingo
good.
and what we want, that I think we at least both know questions to ask.
good, okay, yeah, okay. So, thank you.
And I mean, we got time. I mean, we don't wanna wait. The other thing, we don't wanna wait. You know, yeah, too long, and then we're into this for another year. I feel like as far as myself, and, you know, I've been here a little over a year now. If this software would have worked, I feel like I could have had the district, you know, way further along into the vision that I have. It's just, we just keep having to come back and reset and, you know, try to figure out all these different, you know, from all aspects of it. It's just, it's across the board. And I mean, but that being said, like if we had something that worked, I mean, that gives us that leap ahead to where we can focus on, you know, some of the bigger items that we should be focusing on, because we've got, as you know, we've gone over, we've got deadlines coming, big, huge deadlines, and we can't be distracted by base functions.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you.
And I'm perfectly willing to help them.
Thanks, LJ.
Send you an email.
I do that.
Where I'm at.
Okay,
Could possibly some of those, Chris, could possibly some of those SWANA contacts be useful in terms of systems that other facilities use?
Yes, absolutely. I'm actually waiting on a couple of emails right now.
Okay,
Of like functioning, so that was
Yeah.
the other thing that, you know, that I discussed up there was, you know, all right, you guys run 100,000 customers, what do you use?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting on some emails, so hopefully over the next couple of weeks, I'll have some good solid leads on functioning, you know, things, and we have made a little bit of progress in doing this too. I mean, we stalled out, but we never kind of gave up on that way back when I was ready to go back and do the procurement process. We kind of just, you know, but once, you know, we would have a good meeting and, you know, be gaslit a little bit. And so, yeah.
okay. Lesson learned.
I. Yeah, in the future.
We are, yeah, unless there are any other questions on future capital purchases.
going back to Chris and some of the capital items, would the scales be an item that you're thinking about?
Yes, thanks for bringing that up. I actually didn't put that on the list, because it had to do with my meeting with the engineering.
Yeah,
So honestly, as soon as I can put it somewhere that will last a number of years, yeah.
yeah, the logistics on that is probably the biggest piece in terms of, where it would need to go, so it's scale, I mean, a scalable scale in terms of where it can sit, and as
Right.
so facility needs to expand, that it's in a spot that doesn't need to be moved.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, we're just with everything that's going on with the county is another reason I didn't put that on the list, is I don't know, I've been trying to move a fence for 6 months, so.
Yeah.
It's man.
Okay,
My apologies.
Oh, and but yeah, and we just kind of, the unfortunate thing is trash doesn't stop. So regardless to all these wonderful things and good plans that we also take in those volumes of trash. And that's what makes our jobs here so fun and exciting. There is no time out.
Yes.
That's right.
Keeps coming.
Okay, moving on to future considerations. The next ACB meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, October 15th, 2025 at 4:30.
And I will probably zoom in because I have a 5:30.
Thanks, Mary. Okay, any comments, questions on that? And no need for a closed session? Okay, with that, I'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting.
Nice.